he's going back. He's going to run down. Ball gets away. This one's over.
Oh my freaking goodness.
But I got the Twins signing Carlos Correa.
Dead passing has the Giants getting Chris Bryant.
I am taking the Atlanta Braves.
What is happening? Everybody, welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. And it has happened. The San Francisco Giants have just hired a new manager. It is Tony Vitello. We've been waiting a few days to find out basically his decision to see if he's actually going to accept the position or not. And he has accepted the position. I thought he probably would. This is a major league job with the San Francisco Giants. Pretty decent franchise, I'd say. Yeah, we're not exactly winning a whole bunch of World Series lately, but it's a historic franchise and a well-run franchise with Buster Posey at the helm, a team that did win 3 World Series in 10, 12, and 14. Been a little while, and Tony Vitello is going to come and try to make it happen again, but this move is obviously going to have its critics. We're going to look into that. Tony Vitello as a college manager, college head coach, I should say, and then a college coach before that, a college player, strictly college, right? High school, college. He's never played professional baseball, has never coached professional baseball, never managed professional baseball, not even in the minor leagues. So that's going to get some criticism. But I like this dude. I've always liked him. I've liked him in his interviews. I like his style. He did go over there to a team that was struggling in the Tennessee Volunteers, a team that couldn't even get into regionals, couldn't even get into the college postseason. And suddenly they're making regionals. Suddenly they're making super regionals. And then they win it all in 2024 national champions. They went 60-13 that freaking season. So something happened when he went over there. Is that all because of Tony Vitello? I don't know. But obviously Posey thinks so. What's going on? Curtis B swinging for the fences. Terrence, so this should be interesting to see what happens in 2026 with him under the super interesting. But are they going to give him a few years as him being Buster Posey's guy? If next year Giants go 500, go sub 500, what's going to happen? Are they going to hang on to him for a few more years? What's the deal with that? Or are we just going to fire him and go through this all again? Babe rocks, groundbreaking hire. Curtis B, at this point, the Giants really have nothing to lose with the Dodgers, and the division seems like it's the only way to win. You got to take chances. But I mean, I personally think the big thing is the players. That's really what's going to get you into the postseason, into the World Series. But having said that, I just watched the series between the Seattle Mariners and the Toronto Blue Jays, and Dan Wilson for the Mariners not bringing in his best reliever in a critical moment there in Game 7, and then basically allowing the pitcher was Pizzardo to pitch to George Springer, who then proceeds to crush the ball out of the ballpark and win the game for the Blue Jays. Obviously, what Wilson was thinking there was, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. So managerial decisions can have a huge impact on baseball games, no doubt about it, especially in the postseason. But when it comes to a whole 162 and just trying to get in the playoffs, I think the roster is what's the most important. But you seem to be more positive about this than the other Giants channel I watch. I haven't watched any other Giants channels regarding this hire. So I'm not sure. And look out, Bobby Cox. He's going for your ejection this season with that fire. And that's what I like about him. He's got that fire. Let's see what they're saying. Hazel Theodore says, is Buster Posey trying to run this organization into the ground? First, the Devers fiasco. Was that a fiasco? I thought Devers did pretty well. It took a little slow start, but Rafi Devers did pretty well. And I think he's going to be critical in the next few years. I'm not sure how well this post is going to age. Anyway, and now they hire a guy to be a manager who has absolutely no experience in the pros. No experience in the pros. Mr. Giant. It's his first year and he's running it into the ground. Look he's taking over for Farhan, the effing Dodger rat. Buster has to rebuild the concepts of the entire organization. So yeah, a lot of work to be done. A lot of work to be done. What a gamble. Zero professional experience is a massive jump. And it really is. We're talking about a completely different style of coaching and managing when you're talking about young college students compared to Major League Baseball players. Not going over to single A, where you have young professionals in their low to mid 20s. We're talking about the major freaking leagues. What's up, Justin Saw? Haven't watched a single playoff game. Pitt State Gorillas. Slots, good to see you again. I checked out Pitt State's baseball team this year and last year, and hopefully next year as well. Cali Okie Connection. Am I live? Am I good? YouTube couldn't verify that I'm an adult. Not sure that what it means, but it looks like I'm able to join the chat. And that's the thing about it. Vitello has to verify and understand that these are adults. That these are adults. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, though. Not freaking kids. So, you can't go in there and scream at them. And college players aren't kids either, in my opinion, but they're closer to kids than big leaguers. Big leaguers are full-grown adults. You can't yell at them. You have to know what you're doing. So, and I'm sure Posey has explained that. There's Vitello there. And you know who's pissed off? I promise you, because I follow college baseball a lot closer than you might think. I have a whole channel dedicated to prospects, and I put up videos talking about college baseball over there, following the regionals, super regionals, following the season. I go to a bunch of college baseball games, not college football. And I can tell you right now, the Tennessee fan base and the Tennessee media is pissed. I saw some reports from there that they were saying that he would not be happy. Of course, they would say that, but they were saying that he would not be happy going to San Francisco and saying that he wouldn't be as big over there. Like that in Tennessee, he's bigger, he's more popular, more famous over there. I have no clue what the hell they're smoking. You're going to be way more famous as a major league manager. Way more famous. He's going to go from signing 3 autographs a year to autograph hounds outside his hotel. Like, what's going on here? I don't think general people ought to be yelled at. Oh, no, I totally agree with that. I don't think you should scream at college kids either. And I'm not saying he did or does, but certainly it happens at that level. I know from having played when I was younger. Yeah. So, yes, 16 months after leading the Vols to their first ever national championship, the Tennessee baseball coach is leaving Knoxville to become the manager of the San Francisco Giants, with sources confirming to Mike Wilson of Knox News. Over his 8 seasons, Vitello transformed the Vols from a middling SEC program into a national powerhouse. He helped lead the Tennessee to 3 College World Series appearances, 2 SEC regular seasons, and this is in the SEC, the best division, the best conference in college baseball. Not even close. Not even close. 2 SEC regular season championships and 2 SEC tournament titles. The undeniable apex of his decorated tenure came in 2024 when the Vols beat Texas A&M to win the College World Series championship. And a lot of Giants, maybe not a lot, but more than most colleges, we have a lot of former Tennessee Vols. Not all on the big league team, although there's a couple on the 40-man roster. We have, of course, Tyler Gilbert. What am I? Not Tyler Gilbert. What am I forgetting his name? Drew Gilbert. We have Drew Gilbert, and as well as Blake Tidwell. And then the new draft pick was from Tennessee. And then you have Maui Ahuna. He's going to probably be in Double-A next year. He's from Tennessee, and he played on that 2024 championship team. And then Gavin Keelan, the new guy. So quite a bit, and there may be more that I'm forgetting. You have to be a hell of a coach to dethrone the likes of Texas, Candy, USC. I really hope he can succeed in San Francisco. Terrence Hill. I did get the email. Thank you so much for that notification. That was fun. I was actually watching a video of Locked On Giants. Not to promote another Giants channel, but he is. actually awesome. So I do want to promote him because the Knocked On Giants got a new guy, and the other guy was cool, was awesome too. But really like the new guy they got over on Locked On Giants, and I was watching his videos talking about what's taking so long for this to happen. And he's like, I don't know what the deal is. What's the delay here? I don't know what the delay is either. My assumption is he was talking to his family and talking it over and thinking about it because it was a huge move. But I thought ultimately he would do it because this is the opportunity. You don't just get a phone call every day from a major league team asking you to be their manager. And if he didn't take this chance, he may never get it again. And he's already won a national championship with Tennessee. He already took that team to the top. So I'm thinking like, and maybe you love it there. You love it in Knoxville. You want to stay. Maybe, family and community, you want to stay. But you only live once, man. Like, how are you going to turn that down? We're talking about the San Francisco Giants, not the Marlins. Not the Marlins. We could still get Ben Kaspick on the program. I assume he still follows the Giants, I would hope. Oh, Vandy Vanderbilt. I was kind of confused on Candy, but I just assumed that there was a college with the nickname Candy. Yeah, Vandy Vanderbilt. That makes more sense. We're talking about the Giants. Now, again, also having said that, though, Giants are not, exactly cream of the crop these days, and I totally get that. But we're not the bottom of the barrel either. Not even close. We're called middle of the road, and he wants to take us from the middle of the road back to our glory days. Back to our glory days. So I'm excited about it, but again, there's going to be moves that are going to be questionable. It happens every year with every manager. I don't always get it. If I'm a big league manager, I'm making the obvious move for the most part, unless I got some kind of inside info. I'm making the obvious move. Because there's a reason it's the obvious move. So hopefully he doesn't try to get too cute. Hopefully he doesn't try to, make weird, crazy decisions, just trying to outsmart everyone else. I mean, yes, you got to outsmart everyone else. You are the manager now. But really, what did he do over in Tennessee? Motivating guys, right? Keeping that, not just lineup, not just rotation, not just who to use in the bullpen, but creating a winner, creating a winning environment. How's that going to translate from college to the big leagues? I have no idea. But obviously his players loved him. Obviously Buster Posey talked at length with Drew Gilbert. Obviously, he talked at length with Blade Tidwell. I'm sure he even talked to Maui Ahuna. I'm sure he talked to everybody in the Giants organization who played for or who has ever worked with Tony Vitello. We have to trust Buster here. Either you trust Buster or you don't trust Buster. That's all that is, Ray. That's all that is, Ray. So do you trust Buster or not? And I don't know Tony Vitello personally, but we looked at some of his interviews earlier. Let's check him out again if you missed him, and just get an idea of how this guy has a little bit of fire. He'll go into now I can't find him. He'll go into an interview and he doesn't hold back. See if we can get it.
I got a job to do, and I got to make decisions. And if you were to put all my decisions in a bucket for the weekend, I had more wrong decisions than correct decisions. For instance, Dalton Bargo probably should have pinch hit yesterday. He showed me that with some attitude and some success today, and I'm not so sure he doesn't do it yesterday too if we pinch hit him against Harris, because he wants to go home, and he's going home. But you know what, Bargs? Success for me is being a good teammate, and Cal Stark is my guy. That's my guy for a lot of reasons, no doubt. I got a job to do, and I got to make decisions. And if you were to put all my decisions in a bucket for the weekend.
Even admitting right there that he messed up, you don't see that too much in the big league. You don't see anyone talk like that. Now, I don't know if the Giants are, hopefully they don't try to calm him down and tell him, hey, man, they'll take it back a couple notches now. We want more even-keeled, post-game interviews here in the big leagues. We don't, hopefully not. Let the dude fly. Let the dude loose. Let him off the chain and let's see what happens. Let's go out there. Let's see what happens. Next year's big. Next year's big. Yeah, first college manager to be hired with major leagues to the major leagues with no MLB experience. No professional experience. No professional experience. There's been college head coaches who ended up as big league managers who went through the minor leagues or something, or coached in the minor leagues, or at least played in the minor leagues or played in the major league or something. And I'm not saying you have to do it that way. There's a first time for everything, and the Giants are going for it. And it's going to be, and remember, if you recall the schedule, Tony Vitello, welcome to the big leagues when the 2026 season kicks off. You're taking on the New York. You're going from college baseball to a series against the greatest baseball team to exist in the New York Yankees, as far as franchise history goes. Then you play the San Diego Padres. Then you play the New York Mets. Then you play the Philadelphia Phillies, stacked teams. Then you play an unbelievable young organization in the Baltimore freaking Orioles. Then you play the Cincinnati Reds, who are pretty good. You get a little break against the Nationals, but you got to go to Washington and fly into that airport. Good luck with that. I'll be praying for you there. Then you take on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Holy crap. That's how the Giants' 2026 schedule kicks off. Then you play 3 against the Marlins and then 3 more against the Phillies. That has to be one of the toughest months of any major league team's schedule in 2026. And it's Tony Vitello's first month on the job. Go Giants. This could be a brilliant hire or a disaster by the Giants. Went from coaching young men to managing grown men. Huge difference, kids. Huge difference. Huge difference. He's going to have a wake-up call. Can't control the players like college. He has to know this. And again, I just watched the playoffs. I saw some head-scratching moves by the Seattle Mariners manager, Dan Wilson. How you don't walk. How the hell you don't freaking go ahead. How the hell you don't go ahead and walk George Springer, who hits this epic home run to send the Blue Jays to the World Series, and how you don't put in your best arm to face him. You put in Bizardo. Boom!
Left field, Arozarena watches it go!
I have no clue what the hell he was thinking. So managers can and do make crazy decisions. But here it is, a legendary run by Tony Vitello at Tennessee. I want to see what the Tennessee fans and the Tennessee media is saying. They are pissed. They are, trust me. College ain't no joke. It's not as big as the big leagues, but it's big. In the community, you go to Knoxville, it's big. And we're talking about 50 players drafted, 52 players drafted. Holy crap. 10 first-round picks. I keep on clicking. 341 wins. 2 SEC regular season titles, 2 SEC tournament titles, 5 regional championships, 3 college World Series, and a national championship. Someone's texting me. Maybe it's Tony. No, it's not. Oh, beat LA. This first month, I read an article of some rumors that Vitello telling Buss that he's the guy that can beat the Dodgers per an inside source. What? No, I don't know. I don't believe everything you read. And even if that's true, talk is talk. Vitello doesn't know who he can beat and who he can't beat. He doesn't know what the future holds, that the Giants are gonna go and win the division over the Dodgers. because he's just still, the players have to perform. We've seen the Giants go out there and leave runners on base. Can't hit with 0 for 40 with the runners in scoring position. What the hell is Vitello going to do? Because he can't pick up a bat and go bat for them. So, I mean, that's fine. I like the confidence, but you can't go bat for them. And I don't even blame 2025 completely on Bob Melvin. I'm not saying Bob Melvin is the answer in San Francisco, and I'm not saying that firing him was the wrong move. I personally wouldn't have fired him after I already gave him the next year and put it out there that we're going to keep you for one more year. We're going to extend the contract. We're going to pick up the option for 2026. To me, once you've made that move, I think it's just the right thing to do to let you do it, unless, of course, some kind of huge scandal or something. But there wasn't that. It was just Buster changed his mind and said, you know what, after all, you actually kind of suck. Sorry. Hey, wait a minute. I thought you said you're going to extend. You got faith in me and you're going to extend me to 2026. Yeah, no. 2, 2, 3. So, yeah, I didn't like that. I wish they would not have picked up his option and just waited to the end of the year and then fired him and been like, yeah, you suck. But anyway, look, Vitello can't guarantee anything. But let me see if I can find that article. Maybe this is it here. A couple of articles I'm seeing that I don't like these headlines too much. Giants reportedly swayed by Vitello's bold Dodgers pitch in major power play. Really, Posey? You hired him because he said he could beat the Dodgers? Well, I can beat the Dodgers. I can say that too. Anyone can say that. I can take out the Dodgers. You hire me, I guarantee we take out the Dodgers. I'm pretty sure it was more than that caused him to hire. There's some Canes raising Canes chicken. Giants are in the process of finding their next manager. Well, now they have found him. After careful evaluation, determined making a change in leadership. We all heard all that. He's the guy who probably convinced Buster Posey he could beat the Dodgers. Probably, keyword. They're just talking nonsense. No doubt in my mind he walked in and said that. No doubt in his mind. Just give me the horses. There's no confirmed quote here. He's just speculating that Vitello told Posey he could beat the Dodgers. Just clickbait. Just clickbait. Stupid headline. Yeah. You can't go and guarantee anything. You can't guarantee anything. I don't think Vitello's the type of dude who's going to go in and guarantee anything and tell Posey, look, man, I can beat the Dodgers. He probably told him what he's going to bring to the table. He told him what he did over in Tennessee to create that powerhouse, to take a team that was not even getting in the college postseason to the national championship, to winning the national championship. How did he do that? You'll tell him how. This dude don't pull no punches. This is one of those guys. We see him every once in a while. A manager, the Brewers manager's a crazy guy who's outspoken. And look, the Brewers had a good run. They got swept by the Dodgers, but they had a good run. Sometimes just, having that we don't need just that coach speak all the time. And Bob Melvin is definitely, he's that. He's a typical MLB manager. He's a nice guy and a good baseball guy, and he'll land on his feet somewhere, maybe as a bench coach, or maybe he'll get another manager job. I don't know if he wants it, but we're trying to bring in some fire here. That's what this is. We're trying to bring some fire to this instead of just another Bob Melvin or another Gabe Kapler. And if the fire don't work, we'll try something else. I like the hire. TLC Gaming 1990. Maybe he can turn our program into a powerhouse. Tennessee wasn't the greatest, and then Tony came in and changed the culture. Well, the deal has been done. The ink is drying, so how about getting behind him for a few seasons? We'll see what happens. Anyone can beat the Dodgers. I think Buster was sold to the fact that Vitello can help the Giants win the NL West. Energy and passion. I like that, Paul. Yes, the decision is done. It's a wrap. So 2026 is next. No, next is free agency. We have our manager, and there will be some kind of a press conference. We're going to have to check that out. I don't know when, where, probably today. I mean, I assume it's happening sooner rather than later. There's going to be some kind of a press conference You know what I'm saying? And I will look forward to that. And I'm sure it's going to be relatively tame because, you know, the fire really happens when the games are going on.
I hope in that case, I hope he was all right. And you know how I feel about our fans. I wouldn't be standing here if I didn't think they were A plus and arguably the best in the country. But I think next time the guy risks his whole face running into the wall, it'd be good if he'd get a good ovation that next at bat. Standing would be ideal, but just a good ovation that next at bat because he literally has risked life and limb. And I know a lot of fanfares come with that, but just on that particular occasion.
What's going through your head when you see Hunter crash into the wall again?
I hope
Sorry, I'm not sure what sounds like he's pissed that the fans didn't give someone hey, this dude don't play around. He don't play around. So you got to respect this guy. You got to respect this guy. Fans, we want Tony. Speaking of KNBR, Andrew Bagley had this to say about Vitello. The ball's in court. The ball's not in his court anymore. He has accepted the position. And yeah, Tennessee fans, you know, you're going to have to find a new head coach. And you guys got a lot of talent. I don't think any Tennessee fans are probably watching this right now, but just a message to them that y'all be all right. You have a great team, and I'm sure that you'll get a good new head coach. Don't even trip. Don't worry about that. You'll be just fine, okay? We need help. We need help over here. You guys are good. You guys are good already. We need help over here. They got Jay Abernathy. They got some good young prospects. So they'll be okay. Eric, let's give Eric our support. Like the stream, subscribe. Thank you so much. He's going to need some buena suerte, some good luck. Buena suerte. Big heck. We have personality on this team with the youngsters, and now this new manager coming in. Excited to see how this pans out. Eric, if Vitello asked you to be a bench coach, would you take his job? Don't ask stupid-ass questions today. Not today, of all days. Not today. This is supposed to be the day we celebrate. Vitello would be fired if he asked me to be the bench coach. Vitello would be fired. Buster would bring him in the office. Have you had any thoughts of your coaches? He's like, as a matter of fact, yeah, I've already reached out. Possible bench coach. Oh yeah, who's that? This guy named Eric who runs a YouTube channel. I suppose he said, what? Excuse me? Oh, this guy who used to play in the pros. A former player. He's got like a YouTube channel, like AJ Przinsky, one of those guys. No. Never played in the pros. No. Oh, so he's another college guy. He's got no, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Well, what kind of experience? YouTube, actually, and just YouTube. Yeah, he would get fired. Dave Devers fiasco. Buster should be lauded for that power move. Great, but yeah, dude. But what Devers fiasco? Yeah, Devers is here for a long time. He's here till 2034. Okay. So it's a little early to talk crap about the Devers trade. A little early, I would say. And other than that, he hit 20 home runs in a Giants uniform in 90 games. 20 home runs in 90 games. Let's see what happens next year with Devers. Thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. We're coming up on 30 minutes. The new hire is done. It's official. Tony Vitello is the Giants manager, and there's nothing we can do about it. If you don't like it, get on board. That's what I always say. And I haven't been, okay, let's compare the three managerial hires since I started doing this channel. That's insane that we've had 4 managers. When I started this channel, believe it or not, Bruce Bochy was the manager of the San Francisco Giants. Bruce Bochy was the manager when I put up my first video here. Bruce Bochy was the manager. Now, if we go through every single new manager, the first one, Gabe Kapler, I was not a huge fan of it, but I was like, this is the guy, so we're on board. But I was not feeling that one. Didn't work out. Fired before his contract ended. Couldn't get past the NLDS, which was a miracle that we even got there one year. Other than that, we were 500 or less than 500. Bob Melvin, I was okay with it because an experienced manager, been around, so we're going to take that route. So we tried the new guy with limited experience with the Phillies. He managed the Phillies a couple years, but kind of outside the box try there. Didn't work out. Then we tried the more conventional try with Bob Melvin, dude who's managed a bunch of teams for a bunch of years. Didn't work out. Fired him before his contract's up. Now we're trying the super unconventional way. We're going the whole opposite. We're taking a college dude with some fire who's never been in professional baseball before. We'll talk to you in a couple years. We'll talk to you in 2 or 3 years and see how it goes. What's up with the comment section? Comment section just stopped. Maybe that's because everyone left. You guys are awesome. We have 40 people here, which is nobody's talking. Or maybe there's hiring a YouTuber as a bench coach would be like Bill Veeck letting the fans make game time decisions from the stands in the 1950s. Exactly. He did. He said, possible we need a starting pitcher, center CP. What's that? Center fielder and a possible right fielder. See, a closing pitcher. You know, I'm kind of yeah. This is like the first move since Boch that I liked it before I saw him do his work on our team. Yeah. Closing pitcher. Okay, closing pitcher. That was a guess. I usually just say closer. So don't think I'm a complete idiot. Partial, yes. Complete, no. Partial, yes. But yeah, absolutely insane. This is it. This is happening. And I know it's the first time that first time he brings in Ryan Walker, we're gonna be like, what the fuck? What are you doing? You know, this is how fans are. We're always going to question the moves, and sometimes rightfully so. And if a manager wants to make a crazy move and it backfires, you're gonna get criticized. Yeah, I'm talking to Dan Wilson. I'm talking to you, Dan Wilson, for bringing in Bizzardo and letting him pitch to Springer. If I was a Mariners fan, I would be freaking livid. And right after that homer, you gotta say, walk him. Just walk him. This is a guy who got hit in the knee, and he's coming back. He's injured. He's limping. It's going to be a Kirk Gibson moment here. This is a huge moment right here. You can feel the energy. The guy's going to hit a home run. You either bring in your best, and even then, don't give him nothing to hit. No, you bring in Bizzardo, you throw the ball right down the middle. What in the hell is going on? All I can say is one thing, and that is you freaking blew it. But it's okay. There's always next year. All I know is Buster secure the top talent and free agency. And this might be the first time I ever saw him do his work. Kirk Gibson must have said, damn, when he saw that ball crushed in Game 7. Yeah. And, at least when Kirk Gibson hit that home run, the A's had their best reliever in the game in Dennis Eckersley. And I was watching it on TV. That's how old I am. I was watching it on TV in 1988. So I'm so curious, and we're going to go look back at this live stream in 3 years, 2 to 3 years from now, because one of two things is going to happen, and only one of two things. Giants are getting back into the postseason, or Tony Vitello is going to get fired. One of two things is going to happen in the next 3 years. Giants are going to be back in the postseason, or Tony Vitello is going to get fired. And I say that because Buster Posey does not play. And this is his guy. And if he can't get him in the postseason, he will fire him. If he gets him in the postseason, even the wild card series, he might get some extra time. But if the Giants do not make the playoffs in the next 3 years, he will be fired. Maybe even 2 years. I thought you were going to fall back in the sea. I was trying to fall, and I couldn't get it to fall. I was actually trying to get it to fall. Actually, speaking of falling, I had a green screen up there for years. I haven't used it lately. And at some point, it fell. And it took out my bobbleheads. And a lot of damage went to the bobbleheads. And I've been trying to fix them. And RIP to some of my bobbleheads. I did try to repair some of them. But we got the whole off season to prep. I repaired this guy. He went down. He's got still some damage left, but you know, how could we not have the elephant in the room? The elephant in the room. His head fell off, but it's back now. I've repaired him. He's got some more damage, but at least he's got his head back. Tony is seen as a good fit due to his success in building a college powerhouse at the University of Tennessee and his energetic personality, which could energize the clubhouse. Well, that sounds like some chat GPT right there, but you are absolutely right, brother BK El Contreras. You are 100% right on that. 100% right on that. Well, I think I've said all there is to say, y'all. I mean, we're just going to wait now for free agency and see how Buster builds the team, because that's what's key, in my opinion. I mean, the manager matters. I don't say the manager doesn't matter. But in my opinion, like more important than the manager is the roster as far as making the playoffs. I think in the playoffs, the manager's role is huge, because now one dumb move could cost you the series, Dan Wilson. One bad move could cost you the series. So biggest risk is his lack of professional experience, either as a player or a coach. There's no guarantee that his coaching style will translate to the major league level. And I'm going to see him in spring training. I'm going to be there day one. Day one in Arizona for the third straight year. I'll be covering the Giants in spring training. Will I get an interview with Vitello? No, probably not. I'm not really that kind of YouTuber. I just like to go and enjoy the games like a fan. But I will get some footage, and we will definitely try to get some idea of his managing style. But we won't really know until April. You want me to get a picture with Mr. Tony Vitello? You know, I hate asking them for a picture, but I will try. I will try. Kind of skeptical about it. It's hard to be a manager in the big leagues because you're managing a lot of grown men. Exactly. But players matter really in the regular season. And the proof of that is managers who, whether it be Joe Torre, whether it be one of the legendary managers who's in the Hall of Fame, going back to all those, Casey Stengel or whoever, their best years were when they had stacked rosters. Their best years were when they had stacked rosters. And every single team that won a bunch of games had stacked rosters. 98 Yankees, did they win because of Joe Torre? I think it was Joe Torre in 1998, or was it? Let me double check that. Yeah, Joe Torre. Just want to make sure. Yeah, Joe Torre was a good manager. But they won because of Bernie Williams, Paul O'Neill, Derek Jeter, Darryl Strawberry, Tim Raines, Andy Pettit, David Wells, David Cohn, okay? Chili Davis, okay? That's why they won. But brother says it was Joe Torre. Oh, no, yeah, it was Joe Torre who was there that year. Yeah, well, I just wanted to double check because they did have a few different managers. I thought it was Joe Torre, but they did have Buck Showalter was there before that. Then Joe Girardi took over. Girardi was there in 2009. Eric, is Vitello older than you? Probably not. Let me see. He doesn't look older than me. I don't know his age, actually. He is a little bit older than me. He is actually a little bit older than me, a couple years. We're comparable. We could be buddies, dude. We can hang out. Billy Ball, Paul, everyone else. Yes, Sky. Yankees had insane obsessive winning culture too. They were constantly mentally engaged. That's why they three-peated. He's 47. Yeah, a little bit older than I am. But as far as like, we got to build a team. Who even was the manager of the I'm trying to think of like a huge team. That was awesome. Like the Reds wasn't it actually, I think that was Sparky Anderson. Sparky Anderson was a beast too. Sparky Anderson was the Reds manager, and then he went to the Tigers in '84. And but both times he had stacked teams. So that's what it is. You look like you could both be twins. I'll tell you that, Paul. Maybe I could show up at spring training, sneak onto the field, and just act like I'm him. Just talk with confidence. Just be completely opposite of who I am, and people will believe that I'm Vitello. You know what I'm saying? He has a little bit of Eric Tony Vitello has. Bomel had a stacked roster in San Diego and he couldn't win. And that's a great point, Eric Rakestraw. That is a great point. You're right. It does take more than a stacked roster, but you need a stacked roster. You need a good roster. You can't win with a crap roster. I don't care who you are. You can be the best manager ever born. You think the Rockies are going to win? What's the problem with the Rockies? Was it Bud Black? Was Bud Black the issue? I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe Bud Black wasn't the best. Well, was he the issue though? Was Clint Hurdle the issue? Jim Leland is a Hall of Fame manager. He managed the Rockies. They lost 90 games. Just so you know. Nobody could win with the Rockies because the Rockies don't want to win. Rockies' biggest problem is they can't draft. Jim Leland was the manager of the Pirates. They were awesome. Manager of the Tigers, they won the World Series. They had a great team. Then he goes to manage the Rockies. They lose 90 games. Just saying. We need players next. So let's freaking go. Let's sign some guys. I think we can do it. Giants need Eldridge to turn into Bryce Harper for them to be good. I don't know. I don't see him being a Bryce Harper, but I think he can be pretty good. I think he can be good and he can be a Bryce Eldridge. I think he can be a Bryce Eldridge. I don't know if he's going to be a Bryce Harper, but I think he can be a Bryce Eldridge. Well, Tennessee, is this post from Tennessee? No, Barstool Rocky Top. Now maybe the Tennessee fans are replying to this. I'm thankful for everything he did here. That being said, I hope he goes 0-162. John Fulkerson, man. Why would you say that, man? Why would you say that?
What did you say?
What? This is how fans are. You know what I'm saying? This is how fans are. He's taking a job in the major leagues. Why don't you be happy for him? Why don't you be happy for him? He wants him to go 0-162. He will be greatly missed. I feel bad for the kids who came solely to be coached by. That you got to feel bad for. There were college players who were recruited by Vitello. That's part of the deal, though. But they were recruited by Vitello to come play at Tennessee, and they were getting pumped up for the season, and now he's gone. So for those players, sucks. Definitely. But that's part of the risk you take. You know, and there's no guarantees, right? I don't think anyone was expecting him to leave, and he wasn't on my list for potential Giant hires. Definitely wasn't on my list. But it's happening, and we got to get ready for it. So sorry to the Tennessee fans, but the San Francisco Giants, it's a new era in San Francisco at Oracle Park. The question is, how are we going to feel in 6 months from now? Or not even 6 months, about 8 months from now, right? So it's October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. About 8 months from now, it'll be June. We'll be in mid-season. How are we going to feel in June? I can't wait. I can't wait to find out. We got a new skipper in town. Let's put the baseline at 81 and 81 and see improvement in the roster that bonds and gets better with time. Jim Leland quit after managing the Rockies with one season. Completely understandable. Rocky Mountain Oysters. Yeah, I know about those Rocky Mountain Oysters. They almost called a team that. They went with the Rocky Mountain Vibes. But the Rocky Mountain Vibes used to be called, I think, Colorado Springs. They were Colorado Springs Rockies or Colorado Springs. What the freak were they called? Can't remember now. Colorado Springs Sky Sox. They were called the Colorado Springs Sky Sox when they used to be affiliated, and they changed their name. And one of the names that was in the runnings was the Rocky Mountain Oysters, but they went with the Rocky Mountain Vibes. You got to know your baseball, dude, inside and out. You guys have a great day. Let me know in the comment section if you're watching this after the fact, your thoughts on the new manager. Check out my new documentaries, which got copyright claimed, so I'm not making a penny on them because MLB wants every single bit of the Humm Baby baseball revenue. Gosh dang it! You're not freaking greedy enough. Ads all over the field. You can't even watch a baseball game without an ad popping up in between at bats. Can't even wait for the end of the inning, and I got a freaking ad popping up in between the freaking game, right in the middle of the inning, and then I put up a video that I worked hard on all week, and MLB copyrights it, takes the money. MLB is making money left and right, hand over foot. You got ads on the jerseys. What's going on here? Sorry about that. You guys have a great day. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe. And no, seriously, check out my videos anyway. I got the top center fielders of all time, and I got the top 5% snubs of all time. And upcoming next is the greatest teams of all time. And that should be coming out early next week. So be ready for it. And check those out anyway. It still helps out the channel. And I am trying to appeal those. So it's possible I could get the money on the back end. You guys have a great day. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. And we're going to talk to y'all tomorrow.
He is stopping. He's going back. He's going to run down. Ball gets away. This one's over.
Oh my freaking goodness.
But I got the Twins signing Carlos Correa.
Dead Passant has the Giants getting Chris Bryant. I am taking the Atlanta Braves.
gets away. This one's over.
Oh my freaking goodness! But I got the Twins signing Carlos Correa.
Dead Passant has the Giants getting Chris Bryant. I am taking the Atlanta Braves